at WorkSource, right? And we became friends, and everything's chill and stuff, right?
Yes.
So what we're gonna do right now is I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions that you haven't been prepped for, and that I need your honest reaction to, so that we can make some changes in our society. Are you okay with that?
Yes.
Okay. So the first question that we're gonna ask is, what are some of the joys of being a mother for you?
The most joy that I get is just seeing how happy my daughters are when we do stuff, when we play in the park, or when I watch them play basketball or volleyball or any sports. Just watching them grow up.
Cool. And what are some of the pains of being a mom?
The most pains is just seeing them hurt. Just my daughter's disability. That's the most painful thing that I have to go through and endure. She does have an autoimmune disease and she's legally blind, so that has been the worst, just seeing her suffer.
Do you think that some of these pains are caused by finances or lack of finances?
Yes, I do. I feel like the insurance, especially when it comes to Medi-Cal or private insurance, I feel like they're more focused on if the insurance is going to pay for the services that they do receive.
Okay. And besides being a loving mother, could you please tell me something you would want to be doing for a living?
I think going to school, maybe get more education, just going to school.
And what about a job? Like, what would you like to be doing for a living? Like, if you could have your picture
like
perfect.
My picture perfect job.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe being a paralegal, helping in the health industry, maybe.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. And what has prevented you from pursuing that occupation?
I think having a full-time job and having a sick daughter is a barrier, because I have to focus on providing for her, and then also I have to pay attention to her needs.
Okay. What do you think you need to make to fix it? Like, what if someone can wave a wand right now to fix that situation? What do you think would help in making that happen?
Find a cure for my daughter's disability. Yeah.
So you think like money to find a cure, or?
Yes, money, definitely, because I feel like there's not a lot of experiments, or the lack of money is not, a lot of people are not paying, to fund this experiments to finding a cure.
Okay. And then, do you have a job right now, or did you have one recently?
Yes, I have a job.
Cool. And is it something that you enjoy?
Yes.
Why?
Because I get to help people that do have health problems. I'm part of the Health Consumer Alliance, and it's basically barriers that they have with their insurance, private insurance, Medi-Cal, mostly Medi-Cal.
So you feel like you're making a difference in helping people?
Yes.
Do you find people similar to you in that realm?
Yes, definitely.
That's good. How many hours do you work on average?
35 hours a week.
35. And are you on public assistance?
Yes, I am.
Okay. What types of public assistance do you currently receive?
My daughter gets SSI and Medi-Cal.
Can you explain what SSI is compared to Medi-Cal?
So SSI is basically considered a welfare program, basically for my daughter's disability, since she is legally blind. It provides either for her house, for doctor's appointments, any prescriptions that her insurance doesn't cover.
Mm-hmm.
And since she does have private insurance and Medi-Cal, having both of them is a little bit of a barrier, only because she does get a lot of medical bills.
Okay. Does it cover enough, or?
No, I have a lot of medical debt.
Okay, so you have medical debt too.
Yes.
Do you get housing provided as part of your assistance package?
Yes, I have Section 8.
Okay. And how much would you say that you get for your housing?
For my housing, so I believe that for this apartment, for example, is I'm supposed to pay 1,300,
Mhm.
but I pay $1,000. So 300 HUD pays for it.
And the other 700
And,
you pay for?
No, I pay. So it should be a total of 1,300, but I pay 1,000 for my rent,
Mhm.
and HUD pays the 300.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but if let's say if I was to get unemployed, let's say they fire me
Mm-hmm.
and I have no income, then basically I would probably pay in rent like $100.
Okay.
So it's a very
So it varies as employment.
My employment, every source of income that I do get, let's say if it was child support, SSI, and my income, so all of those take into effect of how much I put in towards my rent.
Okay. And then out of the ones that you know, have you, oh, excuse me, sorry, I'm getting the wrong one. So you live in affordable housing, right?
Correct, yes.
And you live near a lot of people, right?
Yes, definitely.
How many of them do you know personally?
Personally, about 2 people from here, from my apartments.
Mhm.
2 people. I don't like to socialize with them because I don't want any problems, and I want to keep living here.
For sure. And out of the ones that you do know personally, have you ever eaten a meal with them?
Never.
Have you ever had to help any of them out in an emergency situation?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever been helped out in an emergency situation?
No.
Okay. Do you feel safe here?
Sometimes, not always.
Why?
Because there's a lot of shooting. There's been some times where I'm walking with my daughters and there's a gang member inside here with a gun, waving it around. Shootings happen often, especially on Van Nuys side, on the pier side. There's a lot of shootings around here.
Well, that sucks. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find my place, and I'm
It's
sorry because
no,
I'm
it's
actually
okay.
like feel
It's
empathetic
okay.
for you. Do you think that they may also feel the same way about you, unsafe?
Yes.
Okay. And what would you say to them to reassure them that you mean them no harm?
That I mean them no harm?
Mm-hmm. Like if, say for instance, you know that they don't feel safe around you because you're a stranger, right?
Mhm.
If you could let them know that you wouldn't place any harm to them, what would you want them to know? That you're just here with your family trying to live?
I mean, I've gotten approached from my neighbors to say like, oh, you look like a hard worker, you know, you mind your own business and, you know, you don't party, you know. So I think that they do see it because I'm mostly with my daughters. I don't really go out. I don't, you know, do wild things. So, I mean, I think they see it, but I don't know how to answer for someone else, I guess.
That's okay. That's perfect.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
all I need. And then you touched on it before, but I need to ask the question: have you ever witnessed or heard of any of the acts of violence or injustice within your community?
Yes.
And have you ever witnessed or heard about any acts of violence or injustice within your housing complex perpetrated by the police?
No, I haven't seen it. No.
But have you heard of any police shootings or violence?
Well, violence, yes.
Can you give me one quick story?
That involves police?
Yeah.
I can't. Not at the moment. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm blank.
That's okay. Do you ever get embarrassed inviting other people to your home?
Yes.
Why?
Because sometimes, like my roof, my ceiling, sometimes roaches, you know, like we have roach problems here. Yeah.
Any other reasons why?
Yeah, because I live on Section 8. Yeah, so sometimes when people have told me like It looks like a jail, like a community. It's not really like inviting.
And do you receive any WIC, or have you in the past?
I have from both my daughters. Yes.
And have you ever received any EBT?
Yes.
Okay. Is it convenient for you to purchase groceries?
Yes.
Okay. If so, why?
Because it's easy. You just use your EBT. It's like a debit
No,
card.
I mean like getting to the location and like bringing the groceries to your home.
So getting to it, yes, but bringing it back is a little bit harder. Only because I do live upstairs, and it's a little bit harder. And I, for so many years I did it by myself. Carrying the food with babies. So.
Have you ever? This is an extra question I'm going to ask.
Okay.
Have you ever accidentally almost hurt your kids by bringing up groceries?
Yes.
By accident.
Dropped them. Yes, I dropped them,
Okay.
or they fell.
Sorry. And is preparing the food convenient for you when you cook?
No, sometimes it's hard because I get off at 5 and I have to pick up my daughter. Now, thankfully, they pick up my oldest daughter, and she's able to do some stuff for herself, but it's not always convenient. It's not always easy. So most of the time we do eat out. It's mostly fast food. Because it's either they're hungry and I have to get something for them right away.
And you say fast food, are we talking like McDonald's, Pizza Hut? What are the favorites?
Mexican restaurants, mostly.
Mexican restaurants?
Mexican restaurants. Yeah, I don't really buy McDonald's. I don't like Burger King. So it's mostly Mexican restaurants. Yeah, or pizza.
And then we're almost finished, by the way. What's it called? What are some of the joys of preparing it when you do prepare it, and what are some of the pain points?
So I love cooking, even though I don't really have time. I do love to cook, and what I like about it is that I know what I'm putting into the food. I know that I'm washing, and I also know how I'm preparing it, that I'm washing my hands, as opposed to if I go to a restaurant, I wonder sometimes did they wash their hands, so, and then the outcome of it is just displaying it for my daughters, even if it's just for just our family.
Cool. And then this is my final question right now. What feelings are you feeling from giving this vulnerable interview?
Anxiety, nervousness, just anxiety and nervousness.
Well, thank you so much for talking with us today.